This is 1 hour of the best universe modes in WWE 2K23. It's the main event at Fastlane. Seth freaking Rollins versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Cody has Seth where he wants him. Cody hits Seth with a disaster kick. Cody pulls off the Cody Cutter. Cody is looking for the crossroads. Cody has Seth in the middle of the ring. He's about to hit it. But the lights went off. Oh my God, Bray Wyatt is here. Bray and Cody are staring at each other, and Seth is no longer inside the ring. I think Bray is about to leave. Cody looks confused. Bray turns around and hits Cody with a clothesline. Now Bray is using the mandible claw on Cody. The show ends with Bray celebrating in the middle of the ring. It was the next day on Raw, and Bray Wyatt was making his way to the ring. Bray Wyatt was in the middle of the ring on Raw, and he said the following: "Everybody wants to know, why, Bray? Why did you come back just to cost our hero Cody Rhodes his first world championship in sports entertainment? Those of you in the crowd who are too single-minded to understand my actions, it's obvious you have not been following the story. When Cody came back, he told the world that he came back to win the championship that the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, never won. And as far as I am concerned, that title is not the one that is currently around the waist of Seth Rollins." You see, I did Cody a favor last night at Fastlane because that is where he was heading. He was on the Fastlane to become champion. But that's not the whole story, man, and I'm here to help you. All you have to do is... But Cody's music hits. The American Nightmare is here. Bray is looking for him, but Cody is nowhere to be seen. Cody comes from behind and attacks Bray. You can see that Cody is furious and he doesn't want to hear Bray Wyatt's excuses. Cody is about to leave the ring. He looks back at Bray for a second. What is Cody? Cody has Bray on his arm. Cody hits the crossroads. The American Nightmare ends the show standing tall. It's the next Monday night on Raw, and Cody opens the show. He says, "I normally come to the ring and stand right in the middle, like I'm doing right now, and I ask all of you what you want to talk about. But this week it's different, because even though it may have seemed last week like I got my revenge on Bray Wyatt, we all know Bray is not the type of person who's going to stop this easily. Bray isn't like any other person I've stepped into this ring with. Unlike the beast Brock Lesnar, who I would dare to say is as big of a threat as anyone can be, Lesnar only attacks your body. But with Bray, he's not only coming for your body, he's also coming for your mind. And trust me when I tell you he hasn't done much, but I can't get Bray off my mind. His psychological game is already working on me, but before he can put roots in my brain, I need to deal with something. I need to clear the air about what happened at Fastlane. So, Seth freaking Rollins, please come down to the ring." Seth's music hits, and Seth comes down to the ring. Cody says, "With Bray Wyatt lurking in the shadows, I don't want to have any other tabs open around. I want to let you know face to face that when I'm done with Bray, we can go back to settle the score." Seth Rollins takes his time to answer. He looks at Cody and says, "Cody, I know you know this, but I want to tell you this to your face as a man who has gone to battle with Bray Wyatt. When he's done with you, Cody Rhodes might no longer exist." With a little bit of doubt, maybe even a bit scared, Cody accepts the handshake from Seth Rollins. Cody was leaving the arena, heading to the parking lot to get to his bus and go to the next city. However, he had someone following behind him. Yes, it was Bray who was stalking the American Nightmare. Wyatt finally caught up with Cody and gave him a beatdown in the parking lot area. And he was throwing Cody around like he was nothing, even throwing Cody against a car window. Bray had Cody on his arm and hit Cody with Sister Abigail. Bray then said this to Cody: "I might forget, but he never forgets." The next week on Raw, Cody comes out and says, "This man who goes by the name of Bray Wyatt has made it clear that he wants something from me. I don't know about you, but I'm not the type of man who wants to sit around and wait. If there's something from me that you want to take, I'm going to give you the chance to take it. I officially challenge you to a match at Survivor Series. And like the name of this grandiose premium live event says, only one will survive." Bray Wyatt appears on the Titantron and says the following: "You have made the best and worst decision of your life, my brother. It is my duty, like the star that you are, to stop you from shining so bright. You know, Cody, what happens when a star and a black hole collide? The star becomes nothing but star dust." And just like that, we've reached Survivor Series. It was time for Cody Rhodes versus Bray Wyatt. Cody and Wyatt stood in the middle of the ring, looking at each other. Before we start, I want to go on a little adventure with you. First, we must go where everything started for you. Where are we? Take a good look, my brother. We are at the genesis of your story. Is that Dusty? Yes, that's the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, baby. But how? You want me to change the past, Cody? Say yes right now, and I'll make Dusty win that title tonight. You need to make up your mind quickly. It looks like Dusty is about to lose.
And still, worldwide,
well, that's a shame.
Heavyweight champion, superstar Billy Graham.
You remember this, Cody? I was a rookie under your wing. You were supposed to show me the way, but I almost got lost because you were lost. I used to look up to you, man, and you left me hanging, and for that, I have to say thank you. Thanks to your lack of guidance, I was able to find myself and accept who I was. There's something else I need to show you. Cody, you want to know why Dusty never won that title? It's because deep down, he never accepted that he was just a son of a plumber. He always thought that he was bigger than that. And that's why you didn't finish the story this night, because just like your father, you think that you are bigger than your past. But just like the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, you are destined to fail. But Cody had had enough of Bray Wyatt's mental games. You will never finish the story until you embrace your past. I know it may have seemed like I was ashamed of you, and I was trying to deny you for the longest time. I was even scared to think about those days. But I have to thank you, because without you, there is no me. It might be too late to say this, but I embrace you. Thank you. Finally, you show your true face, Bray. I don't care if you think me fighting as Stardust against the Fiend is funny for you. I don't care anymore about your mind games. I told you this was going to be a Survivor Series that would represent the name to the letter, because only one of us will survive. Cody Rhodes went off to battle against the Fiend in the confines of Bray Wyatt's mind. In the end, as Rhodes hit the crossroads on the Fiend, the illusion was broken, and they returned to the arena at Survivor Series. I can see you have conquered your past, my friend. It is time to put an end to this battle. Cody grabbed Bray and hit him with the crossroads. Cody pinned Bray, and just like that, this mental war game was over. Now that Cody has finally embraced his past, he probably has a better chance at finishing the story. Guys, if you want to see more stories like this one, make sure to subscribe and like this video. All right, guys, many of you have been commenting about WWE 2K adding an era mode just like in the NBA games where you can play in any era. That's why I'm making this video. I think that would be pretty cool, especially because us wrestling fans are as passionate about the past as we are about the present, and sometimes it's not enough to just have the current thing. So 2K, if you're watching, let's get that era mode in WWE 2K24. Now Sean pulls off the reversal, and bam, sweet chin music out of nowhere. By the way, guys, I'm torn between Universe Mode 1997 or 2008. Drop your thoughts and let me know which one you'd prefer to see first. Now, let's hop into the 2000 era. We're set to play a match for the WWF Tag Team titles, and we're going to roll with the Hardy Boys. Quick thing, I'm a bit in the dark about era mode in NBA games. If any of you have given them a shot, do they switch up how the players look as time goes on? I'm guessing they do. But here's the twist. WWE is a different beast. People change their looks every 6 months or so. That got me thinking. Can WWE 2K pull off those changes as smoothly as NBA 2K? Fill me in, guys. Your thoughts in the comments would be much appreciated. While I was searching for an entrance similar to Too Cool, I noticed how much the New Day's entrance resembles the vibe that they had with the dancing and stuff. But you know, how cool would it be to see that dance again? Or at least have the entrance and victory motions? Too Cool was a prominent wrestling faction in WWE during the late 1990s and early 2000s. Comprising 3 distinct personalities, the group brought a combination of athleticism, charisma, and entertainment to the ring. The trio consisted of Rikishi, known for his powerful in-ring presence and distinctive dance moves, Scotty 2 Hotty, recognized for his unique breakdancing routine and agility, and Grandmaster Sexay, who added a charismatic flair to the group with his flashy attire and showmanship. Too Cool's appeal extended beyond their wrestling skills. Their infectious dance routines and vibrant personalities resonated with audiences, making them a fan-favorite act. Their performances brought a lighthearted and entertaining element to WWE programming during an era marked by intense rivalries and larger-than-life personas. The New Age Outlaws emerged as a pivotal wrestling duo during the late 1990s in WWE, leaving an indelible mark on the industry. Comprised of Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, this tag team combined ring prowess with charismatic mic skills, creating a well-rounded and captivating package. Billy Gunn, recognized for his exceptional athleticism and strength, brought a solid foundation to the team's in-ring performances. Meanwhile, Road Dogg, with his undeniable charisma and gift for cutting captivating promos, served as the verbal anchor of the partnership. What set the New Age Outlaws apart was their ability to connect with the audience on multiple levels. Their popular catchphrases and confident swagger endeared them to fans, while their chemistry and seamless teamwork within the squared circle showcased their wrestling prowess. Chris Jericho's tenure in WCW marked a significant chapter in his wrestling journey, showcasing his talents and paving the way for his future success. Jericho quickly established himself as a charismatic and versatile performer. His repertoire of moves and technical prowess set him apart from the competition, allowing him to engage in thrilling matches with a variety of opponents. Beyond his wrestling abilities, Jericho's gift for mic work became increasingly evident. His sharp wit and confident promos allowed him to connect with the audience and make a lasting impression. His persona evolved over time, transitioning from a cocky and flashy heel to a beloved fan favorite. Despite his talents, Jericho's opportunities for major championships were limited in WCW. However, his time there was instrumental in shaping his career. Jericho's desire for more creative freedom and a greater platform eventually led him to make a pivotal decision, leaving WCW and joining WWE. Booker T's reign as WCW television champion marked a pivotal phase in his wrestling journey, showcasing his exceptional talent and solidifying his status as a top-tier performer. Stepping into the spotlight during the late 1990s, Booker T's charisma, athleticism, and natural connection with the audience propelled him to greatness. His dynamic wrestling style, combining power moves with agility, kept fans on the edge of their seats during every match. Diamond Dallas Page's run in WCW was a meteoric rise that epitomized the underdog story. Transitioning from a manager to a full-fledged wrestler, DDP's perseverance and work ethic paid off. His diamond cutter finisher became legendary, and his journey from obscurity to becoming a multiple-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion remains one of wrestling's most inspiring tales. I love this attire from Kane. It's the same attire he wore in No Mercy N64. Kane's entrance onto the WWE scene was nothing short of epic. Introduced as The Undertaker's long-lost brother, Kane made his debut at Bad Blood in 1997 during the first-ever Hell in a Cell match. With his ominous presence, red and black attire, and a horrifying mask, Kane left an indelible mark. His rivalry with The Undertaker and subsequent journey as a dominant force solidified his place as one of WWE's most iconic and enduring characters. All right, guys, now let's go back to the year 2000 and play as the Olympic hero, Mr. Kurt Angle, one of the greatest of all time in WWE and undoubtedly a contender for the best theme song in the history of WWE. In the year 2000, Kurt Angle's presence in WWE was nothing short of exceptional. Debuting in 1999, Angle quickly rose to prominence. His Olympic gold medalist persona and impeccable in-ring skills set him apart. Throughout 2000, Angle's feuds and matches, including classics with Triple H, The Rock, and others, showcased his versatility and ability to deliver on the grandest stages. Angle's rapid ascent and contributions in 2000 solidified his legacy as one of WWE's elite performers. Now let's switch back to the NWO, brother. I spotted this Hulk Hogan in the community creations, and I absolutely love the attire. I think having something like this by default would be great. The clash between NWO and NWO Wolfpack was a defining moment in wrestling history. Within the NWO faction emerged a division known as NWO Wolfpack, featuring fan-favorite members. This split created an intense rivalry as two factions battled for supremacy. The original NWO aimed for power and domination, while the Wolfpack, led by Sting and Kevin Nash, embodied a rebellious spirit. The clashes between these factions electrified audiences, showcasing the internal power struggle and the dynamic evolution of NWO's legacy. During 1996 to 1997, Owen Hart's presence in WWE was marked by his transformation from a charismatic high flyer to a more aggressive and calculating competitor. Owen's rivalry with his brother Bret Hart took center stage, fueled by personal animosity and familial tensions. Owen's determination to step out of Bret's shadow led to intense matches and emotionally charged promos. In the same time frame, Rocky Maivia burst onto the scene as a charismatic and energetic young talent. However, his initial reception wasn't always positive, as some audiences found him too wholesome. Recognizing the need for change, Rocky evolved into The Rock, embracing a brash and cocky attitude. This transformation laid the foundation for his legendary rise in the years that followed, becoming one of WWE's most iconic figures. What if we also threw some ECW into the mix? In the world of extreme wrestling, ECW stood as a revolutionary force that pushed boundaries and redefined the sport. Two standout figures who left an indelible mark on the brand were Sabu and Raven. Sabu embodied the spirit of ECW like few others. Known as the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal wrestler, Sabu's daredevil style and disregard for personal safety defined him. His innovative use of tables, chairs, and high-flying maneuvers became hallmarks of the brand's hardcore wrestling. Raven brought a different dimension to ECW, showcasing the importance of psychological warfare. With his brooding demeanor and knack for manipulating both opponents and fans, Raven became a master of mind games. His deep-rooted rivalries and psychological manipulation added a layer of storytelling complexity to ECW's matches. I made the best universe mode, but it's 2004. In this video, we will discover who the Royal Rumble winner has chosen to face at WrestleMania, and whether Eddie Guerrero can overcome Brock Lesnar to become the WWE champion. Let's start with Week 1. Monday Night Raw kicked off with Evolution making their way to the ring. Evolution was coming down to address the WWE fans in attendance. Triple H started talking about how dominant this group is and how they run Monday Night Raw, boasting that they hold all the titles. He also advised the winner of the Royal Rumble or any other superstar in the back to steer clear of them. That's when the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, came down to confront Evolution. Shawn took a mic and said to Triple H that although some of the guys backstage might be afraid of dealing with Evolution and being outnumbered every time, he was not afraid and wanted a shot at the title at WrestleMania 20. Triple H looked at Shawn and said, "Hey Shawn, it's funny, you know, you might not even make it that far." They planned to attack Shawn, and that's when Rob Van Dam came down to help. However, they were still outnumbered. Then Goldberg also entered the fray, evening the odds. As a result, Eric Bischoff decided to schedule a 6-man tag team match for later tonight. In the first match of the night, we witnessed the Dudley Boys facing off against Christian and Chris Jericho in a match to determine the #1 contenders for the tag team titles held by Evolution members, Batista and Ric Flair. Out of nowhere, in the middle of the match, Christian turned on Jericho, ending their friendship and costing them both the opportunity. The Dudley Boys capitalized on this betrayal by executing the 3D on Jericho, thus becoming the new #1 contenders. In the second match, we saw Lita facing off against Victoria, with the winner earning the right to face Trish Stratus next week on Raw. Lita emerged victorious in the match after delivering a lead assault on Victoria, securing her position as the new #1 contender for the Women's Championship. It was time for the main event, the 6-man tag team match pitting Evolution against the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, Goldberg, and Rob Van Dam. The match quickly descended into complete mayhem. Ric Flair sneaked up from behind and struck Rob Van Dam with a chair. Then the Dudley Boys rushed to the ring, engaging in a brawl with Batista and Flair. On the other side, Goldberg was inadvertently taken out by a super kick from Shawn Michaels, and Randy Orton capitalized by hitting him with an RKO. Shawn Michaels, not one to back down, retaliated by delivering a super kick to Orton. It was at this moment that Triple H seized the opportunity and hit Shawn with a pedigree, securing the victory for Evolution. However, after the match had concluded, the winner of the Royal Rumble made his way to the ring and locked Triple H in the crossface submission hold. The show came to an end with Triple H tapping out in the crossface. SmackDown Week 1 kicked off with a #1 contender match to determine the challengers at No Way Out for the Tag Team Championships. The match featured Bradshaw and Farouk, Rikishi and Scotty 2 Hotty, and Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. Rikishi and his team emerged victorious after Rikishi executed his signature move on Charlie Haas, securing their spot at No Way Out. In the second match of the night, the United States champion, The Big Show, faced off against Hardcore Holly in a non-title match. The match was a rough and intense battle, with Hardcore Holly appearing at one point to be on the verge of defeating The Big Show. However, The Big Show managed to turn the tide and defeat Hardcore Holly. After the match, the Doctor of Thugonomics, John Cena, made his way to the ring, seemingly challenging The Big Show for an opportunity at the championship. The Big Show quickly dismissed Cena, but then went for a shot at Cena. Cena countered and hit The Big Show with the FU. The third match of the night featured Kurt Angle against Rhino. Kurt Angle and Rhino had a brief encounter, with Kurt emerging victorious by submitting Rhino with the ankle lock. After the match, Kurt took a microphone and expressed his desire for another opportunity to face Brock Lesnar. claiming that there was no one in the locker room who could defeat him. Suddenly, the tolling of the Undertaker's bell echoed through the arena, and the dead man made his presence known by delivering a devastating chokeslam to Kurt Angle. In the main event, Brock Lesnar squared off against Rey Mysterio in an exciting match between two exceptional athletes. Lesnar proved to be too much for Rey, ultimately defeating him with an F5. However, Lesnar wasn't done and sought to send a message to Eddie Guerrero. That's when Eddie Guerrero appeared, attacking Lesnar from behind and then using Lesnar's own championship title to strike him. Eddie stood tall against Lesnar, saving Mysterio and ending the show on a high note. As the show seemed to be concluding, there was an unexpected twist. The winner of the Royal Rumble match, Chris Benoit, made a dramatic appearance. It was evident that Benoit was sending a powerful message to both Guerrero and Lesnar, emphasizing that regardless of the outcome, he had the authority to choose whomever he wanted to face at WrestleMania. Raw kicked off with Eric Bischoff declaring that they couldn't wait any longer and Chris Benoit needed to pick his opponent for WrestleMania. The World Heavyweight Champion, Triple H, and the WWE Champion, Brock Lesnar, then made their way to the ring. Chris Benoit eventually joined them. He took a look at both champions, and just when it seemed like he was going to choose Lesnar, he changed his mind and grabbed Triple H, locking him in the crossface and shouting, "I pick you!" Lesnar retaliated by picking Benoit and hitting him with an F5, but Eddie Guerrero came from behind and struck Lesnar with a chair. Thus, it was officially announced that Triple H and Brock Lesnar would face Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero in the main event of Monday Night Raw. In the first match of the night, we saw Randy Orton facing off against Rob Van Dam. At the start of the match, Randy Orton extended his hand for a handshake, but he pulled it away as RVD was about to reach for it, making RVD look foolish. RVD responded by delivering a series of combinations that left the Intercontinental Champion seeing stars. Randy managed to escape to the outside, and RVD attempted a high-flying move, but Orton moved out of the way. Randy then went for an attack at the barricades, but RVD dodged it. RVD then picked him up and hit him with a leg drop from the apron to the barricade. It was at this moment that Ric Flair showed up, distracting Van Dam, which allowed Randy to hit RVD with the RKO and win the match. In the second match of the night, Lita faced Trish Stratus for the Women's Championship. Both women demonstrated their prowess in the ring, delivering a classic match that earned the respect of fans and fellow superstars. After countering a move from Trish, Lita hit her with the DDT and then climbed the top rope, landing the Lita Salt to win the Women's Championship. In the third match, Ric Flair and Batista defended their World Tag Team Championships against the Dudley Boys. Evolution emerged victorious when Batista executed a devastating Batista Bomb on Baba, allowing them to successfully retain their World Tag Team titles. In the fourth match, Christian was scheduled to face Booker T, but as Christian was making his way to the ring, Jericho attacked him from behind, seeking revenge for what Christian did to him last week. In the main event, the World Heavyweight Champion Triple H teamed up with the WWE Champion Brock Lesnar against the contenders for both titles, Guerrero and Benoit. The match was going well until Goldberg hit Lesnar with a spear and Shawn Michaels hit Triple H with a sweet chin music. Benoit and Guerrero both climbed to the top rope and simultaneously hit their signature moves, pinning both superstars at the same time and concluding Week 2 of Raw with their victory celebration in the middle of the ring. SmackDown Week 2 began with a singles match to determine the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship, featuring Ultimo Dragon against Chavo Guerrero. Ultimo Dragon dominated the match, even taking Chavo to the outside and hitting him with a dive. However, when Ultimo Dragon attempted his signature move, Chavo countered and secured the victory with a roll-up surprising Dragon. In the second match of the night, The Undertaker went up against Hardcore Holly. The Undertaker showcased his signature move, Old School, and concluded the match with a tombstone piledriver, defeating Hardcore Holly. However, the post-match events took an unexpected turn when Kurt Angle entered the ring. Kurt Angle delivered an Olympic slam to The Undertaker and then slipped under the ring, retrieving a steel chair. He proceeded to mercilessly assault The Undertaker, repeatedly striking him in the leg with the chair. In the third match, John Cena squared off against A-Train in a singles match. A-Train had Cena cornered, but Cena countered and delivered the FU to secure the victory. After the match, the Big Show entered the ring and chokeslammed Cena, telling him that he would get a shot at the title. In the main event, Brock Lesnar addressed the new #1 contender for the WWE Championship, Eddie Guerrero. Lesnar expressed his belief that as a former NCAA champion and current WWE champion, he was as clean and formidable as they come, suggesting that Guerrero, a former addict, couldn't defeat him. Eddie didn't hold back, and with a peculiar glint in his eye filled with pride, He openly acknowledged that he was indeed an addict, fully agreeing with Brock's assessment. Guerrero declared that there was no way Brock was going to stand in his way of winning the WWE Championship and experiencing that high once again. The show concluded with the crowd going absolutely wild for Eddie Guerrero. And just like that, No Way Out arrived. The opening match of the night featured the United States Championship, where the Doctor of Thugonomics challenged the United States Champion, The Big Show, in a single match. Cena emerged victorious by defeating the reigning champion after delivering an FU. With this victory, he became the new United States Champion. In the second match, the Basham brothers defended the WWE Tag Team Championships against Rikishi and Scotty 2 Hotty, the members of Too Cool. Rikishi and Scotty 2 Hotty emerged victorious when Rikishi executed his signature maneuver, securing the win and becoming the new WWE Tag Team Champions. In the third match, Rey Mysterio defended his WWE Cruiserweight title against Chavo Guerrero in a singles match. Chavo Guerrero threw everything he had at the champion, Rey Mysterio, but unfortunately for Chavo, Mysterio was more than prepared for the onslaught. Mysterio sealed the victory by hitting Chavo with the 619 and then following it up with a springboard leg drop. With this impressive display, Rey Mysterio retained his Cruiserweight title and defeated Chavo Guerrero. In the fourth match, the Deadman, The Undertaker, squared off against the Olympic hero Kurt Angle. This match was undoubtedly a 5-star classic, with both superstars showcasing why they were the cornerstones of the Blue brand. However, in the end, The Undertaker emerged as the victor in this intense contest, sealing the match with a devastating tombstone piledriver delivered to Kurt Angle. In the main event, Brock Lesnar defended his WWE Championship against the challenger, Eddie Guerrero. In a critical moment, Brock accidentally struck his head with a steel chair. Guerrero capitalized on this opportunity, executing his signature move, the frog splash from the top rope. With that move, Eddie Guerrero secured the victory and became the new WWE Champion. I made the best universe mode, but it's 2005. In this timeline, there is a brand split between Raw and SmackDown, so we will have 2 different rosters, different champions, and 2 distinct pay-per-views. Let's begin with Week 1. The show kicked off with a triple threat match to decide who would get a shot at the WWE Championship. It was Jericho, Angle, and Triple H in the ring. While Triple H was going for his pedigree move on Kurt, Kurt turned the tables and hit an Angle slam. Just then, Chris saw his chance, got Kurt out of the ring, and pinned Triple H for the win. After the match, both Triple H and Kurt tried to be sportsmanlike by reaching out for a handshake, but Triple H cheated and hit Kurt below the belt. In the second match of the night, we watched Tajiri facing off against Carlito. Carlito ended up winning the match by delivering a backstabber to Tajiri. In our third match, we had the WWE Women's Champion Trish Stratus taking on Victoria. Trish won after hitting a Stratusfaction on Victoria and pinning her in the middle of the ring. In our fourth match, there was a one-on-one bout where the winner would earn a shot at the Intercontinental Championship at Unforgiven. It was between Rob Van Dam and Snitsky. After Van Dam secured the victory, the reigning champion Shelton Benjamin entered the ring to size up the new #1 contender. In our fifth match, as the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels was making his way to the ring, he was ambushed by Edge before his match against the Big Show. Edge's intention was to send a message to the locker room, and who better to do that with than Michaels? Shawn and the Big Show then engaged in a fierce match. In the end, Shawn managed to land the elbow drop, followed by sweet chin music, defeating the Big Show after a tough start. However, Edge reappeared, and Shawn was searching for him, but Edge attacked from behind. In the main event, the WWE Champion John Cena was heading to the ring for a one-on-one match with one half of the tag team champions, Trevor Murdoch. After their match concluded, and Cena was celebrating his victory, Jericho, who earlier in the night had earned a #1 contender spot for the WWE Championship, came out to confront Cena. They were scheduled to clash at Unforgiven for the WWE title, and this marked the first week for Raw. The show started with a tag team match, Playa, where the United States Champion teamed up with Bobby Lashley against Christian and JBL. After JBL took out Chris, he hit Lashley with a clothesline from hell, getting the W. In the second match, we witnessed Muhammad Hassan going one-on-one against Billy Kidman. Hassan won the match after making Kidman submit to his signature move. In the third match, we had another tag team match, Playa, and this one was to decide who gets a shot at the tag team championships. Eddie and Ray took on MNM. MNM came out on top after Nitro surprised Mysterio with a roll-up. After the match, Eddie seemed frustrated and gave Mysterio a push to the side. In the main event, we had a one-on-one match featuring the 5-time champ Booker T taking on the Dead Man, The Undertaker, for a chance at the World Heavyweight Championship at No Mercy. During a crucial moment in the match, the referee was accidentally knocked down, and that's when the legend killer, Randy Orton, intervened, hitting the RKO on Taker. This helped Booker T execute his signature move and secure the #1 contender spot for the World Heavyweight Championship. After Booker's victory, Batista made his way out to the ring to face Booker. They stood in the middle of the ring, face to face, bringing an end to the show and concluding Week 1. In Week 2 of Raw, we were supposed to witness a match between Regal and Van Dam. Unfortunately, as Rob was making his way to the ring, he was attacked from behind by the IC champ. So instead of RVD, we ended up having Regal versus Kurt Angle. It turned out to be a solid technical match that concluded with Angle making Regal submit, using the ankle lock. However, as Kurt was bidding farewell to the crowd and heading backstage, Triple H launched a surprise attack on Angle from behind. Then Triple H proceeded to bring Kurt back to the ring and unleashed a series of chair shots on Angle's arm, the very same arm that Kurt had offered for a handshake last week on Raw. As you can see, guys, we were clearly building up to Unforgiven with these two. In our second match of the night, we saw the IC champ taking on Tajiri. Shelton won the match, and as he was celebrating, Rob Van Dam made his return after the attack by Shelton earlier. He struck the champ from behind and then grabbed the belt, hitting the champion with his own title. You could really feel the tensions boiling this week. In our third match of the night, we were going to witness Eugene against Triple H. However, as Triple H was making his way to the ring, Kurt Angle, who had received a wild attack from Triple H earlier today, came back. He hit Triple H in the back of the leg, got him in the ring, and gave Triple H the same beatdown he received earlier. Angle was smart, though, and he targeted the leg since he knew they would meet at Unforgiven. You could see that Kurt was still selling the attack by Triple H to the arm. Michaels and Edge had a brawl backstage. Michaels delivered a piledriver on Edge, and they used weapons during the fight, even battling on top of metal containers. Edge even struck Shawn with a bat, but Shawn responded with the sweet chin music, ending the altercation and standing tall this week. In the main event, we witnessed the WWE Champion John Cena facing off against the Big Red Machine, Kane. After a tough and intense struggle between these two, Cena managed to execute the AA on Kane. Although Cena was a bit late with the cover, he still pinned the Big Red Monster. However, as Cena was celebrating, Kane struck him with a choke slam. This was the moment when the #1 contender for the title at Unforgiven seized the opportunity, hitting Cena with a chair to the leg. And that concluded Week 2 for Raw. In Week 2, the show kicked off with a singles match between Johnny Nitro from MNM and one half of the tag team champs, Brian Kendrick. Nitro managed to defeat Kendrick after executing a high-risk, high-reward move on him. Once the match ended, London went over to check on his partner. At that moment, Mercury and Nitro attacked the tag team champs from behind, launching a series of chair shots on them. This was a real ruthless attack by the #1 contenders. And talking about an attack, you can also attack this video by subscribing, sharing it, and hitting that like button. In the second match, following what went down last week, Rey Mysterio was scheduled for a singles match against Eddie Guerrero. Not even a second after the bell rang, Eddie charged at Rey and launched a barrage of punches in the corner. The match had a very tense atmosphere as these two former friends turned rivals went at each other's throats. Eddie and Rey were throwing punches back and forth. Out of the blue, Eddie chose to call it quits and gave up on the match. Rey wasn't willing to let him get away with it, so he went after Eddie to confront him. However, Eddie had something up his sleeve. He suddenly turned around and caught Rey off guard with a sudden hit. The match ended in a no contest, leaving everyone wondering what would happen next. In our third match, it was scheduled for Mr. Kennedy to go head-to-head against the legend killer Randy Orton. However, before the match could even begin, the lights went out, and the dead man, The Undertaker, made his presence felt as he sought to settle the score. Orton had denied Taker the opportunity to face Batista for the title at No Mercy, and now he was seeking revenge from Orton. In the main event, we witnessed the Animal Batista facing off against JBL in a singles match. Batista managed to defeat JBL by delivering a Batista bomb. However, the night wasn't done for the Animal. Booker T had his sights set on weakening the champ before No Mercy. He attacked Batista from behind and then struck him with the golden belt. The question remains, can Batista retain the title against Booker T at No Mercy? In the first match at Unforgiven for the Intercontinental Championship, Rob Van Dam defeated Shelton Benjamin to become the new Intercontinental Champion. In our second match at Unforgiven, we witnessed Trish Stratus defending her title against Lita. Trish successfully retained her Women's Championship, by hitting Lita with a Stratusfaction. In our third match, we saw the wrestling machine Kurt Angle squaring off against the King of Kings, Triple H. Angle came out victorious by hitting Triple H with an Angle Slam. In our fourth match at Unforgiven, we witnessed the rated R superstar Edge facing off against the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. Michaels emerged as the winner after delivering a sweet chin music to Edge. Now it was time for the main event, a showdown for the WWE Championship. John Cena was defending his WWE title against Chris Jericho. Cena secured the victory by delivering an attitude adjustment to Jericho, successfully retaining the title and concluding the show. It was time for No Mercy, and the event kicked off with the Tag Team Championships up for grabs. MNM challenged the champions, Paul London and Brian Kendrick. After a fiercely fought match, the champions managed to retain their titles. In the second match, we saw a singles bout between the former friends, Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. Guerrero managed to win the match by cheating while the referee was down. He used a chair to hit Rey and then followed it up with a frog splash. Our fourth match featured a singles showdown for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The Animal Batista was defending his title against the #1 contender, Booker T. Batista secured the victory by delivering a Batista bomb to Booker, successfully retaining the World Heavyweight Championship. In the No Mercy main event, we witnessed a brutal Hell in a Cell match between the Legend Killer, Randy Orton, and The Undertaker. The Undertaker emerged victorious by delivering a Tombstone Piledriver to Randy. I made the Best Universe mode, but it's 2008. During this time frame, there is a brand split between Raw, SmackDown, and ECW, each with its own roster and only one pay-per-view. Let's start with Week 1. Monday Night Raw kicks off with the new World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk. Punk takes the microphone and addresses the crowd. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. I have to say that the last 7 days have been pretty crazy, to say the least. But here I stand as your new World Heavyweight Champion. Many of you probably know that I am straight edge, which means I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't use drugs, but what you might not know is that I'm also a straight shooter when it comes to saying things. I've been feeling that there is some tension in the Monday Night roster, and with good reason, right? I mean, not only did this kid named CM Punk come over from ECW to Monday Night Raw, but now I'm their world champion as well. So if anybody has a problems with me, you can come down right now and tell it to my face. As CM Punk issues an open invitation, familiar music echoes throughout the arena. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, makes his entrance. Michaels says to Punk, first and foremost, congratulations on winning the heavyweight championship. And you're right, there is tension in the locker room regarding you as the new champion, but don't let it get to your head. When you reach the top of the mountain, there are always going to be critics. I know that better than anybody here, what it feels like to have tension around you. So my advice to you is that no matter what anybody else says, you should not feel ashamed about how you became champion, all right? Punk looks at Michaels with a smirk and a little bit of confusion in his eyes and says to him, "Why would I be ashamed?" Michaels' response is, it's not my place for me to comment on the subject. Punk retorts, "No, tell me, you already mentioned, the cat is out of the bag, why should I be ashamed? I won this title fair and square as the Money in the Bank contract pertains. A contract, may I add, I won by climbing a ladder and beating 6 other men, so I don't understand why you would say that." As Punk finishes that sentence, the music of the Animal Batista hits. Batista joins Michaels and Punk in the ring and says the following, "He won't tell you, but I will. The only reason you won that championship is because of me. I'm the reason you became champion. You are standing right now in the same ring with 2 men who won their first world championship by going through hell and beating the champion decisively. It took me 21 minutes of hell to become world champion, and for Shawn, it was more than an hour. So when he says that you should not feel ashamed for how you won, he is right. You shouldn't feel ashamed. You should be ashamed." Shawn intervenes saying, "Hey, let's calm down, all right? He's right. He did win that briefcase fair and square, so leave the kid alone." CM Punk replies, "You don't need to defend me. I can defend myself just fine. I say we stop talking, and we do something about it. In 2 weeks, at the Great American Bash, I will put my championship on the line against either of you two. After I beat the 2 of you, we can continue this conversation about how ashamed I should be." And just like that, a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship was made. In our first match of the night, we saw the Glamazon Beth Phoenix with Santino Marella taking on Melina. Melina won the match after surprising Phoenix with a roll-up. Let's just say that Beth was not too happy about that. In the main event of the show, John Cena was set to address his future on Monday Night Raw. John took the microphone and said, There has been a lot going on in the show tonight, but the most important thing is for each one of you in the crowd to have a good time. You pay your hard-earned money to come here every Monday night and support your favorite superstars. I appreciate those of you who cheer me, and I appreciate those of you who boo me. This is what all of this is about. Tonight, I came here to talk about what's next for me. What's next is that title that is resting on the waist of CM Punk. You see, I've never held the World Heavyweight Championship before, so I am here to throw my name in the hat, and let's have John Cena versus CM Punk. As Cena was finishing his sentence, the Viper, alongside the members of Legacy, interrupted Cena. Orton, with a microphone in hand, said, "Cena, who the hell do you think you are to just come here and demand a title shot, huh? If anybody here is going to have a shot at the World Heavyweight title, it's me." Legacy started marching towards Cena, but Cena was not going to run. Cena went down and started fighting the members of Legacy, but there were too many people for Cena. In the end, the numbers gained the upper hand and Cena was defenseless. Orton hit Cena with an RKO, and Legacy celebrated as Cena was left unconscious in the middle of the ring. SmackDown kicked off with the WWE Champion Triple H. Hunter took the mic and addressed the crowd. "Welcome to SmackDown. Thanks to the draft, I'm now part of the SmackDown roster, and the WWE title has returned to this brand. I sense a different vibe in the air. With new superstars and a fresh champion on the show, let's seize the moment and provide an opportunity to someone new from the locker room." As Triple H finished talking, the music of the Rated R Superstar echoed across the arena. Edge made a beeline towards the ring and said, "You know what, Hunter? I think that's great. I was just robbed of my World Heavyweight Championship. Who in the hell accepts that somebody can come in with a briefcase and have a shot at the title whenever they want?" Triple H looked at Edge and said, "Isn't that how you won the title not once but twice?" Edge responded, "That's not the point, and that doesn't relate to the situation. Because nobody wants to help me, I came here to gladly accept your challenge." Triple H responded, "When I said someone new, I meant someone who has not been champion yet. Also, I don't think these people in the arena want to see you have another opportunity, so I say no." Edge got triggered and said, "You know, I knew you were going to pull something like this. You have always tried to keep me down, but I came prepared." Triple H looked at Edge and said, "Oh, don't worry, I don't fear those edgeheads of yours." Edge answered with, "Well, then you are going to be thrilled, it's not them." All of a sudden, the Big Show came from behind, grabbing Triple H and hitting the chokeslam. Now, Edge and Big Show were assaulting Triple H, but a bell rang throughout the arena, the lights went dark, and The Undertaker appeared. Undertaker evened the score. Now, Triple H delivered a pedigree to Edge. Edge and Big Show retreated, and Taker and Hunter stood in the middle of the ring. Teddy announced that the main event would be a tag team match. Playa? With the team of Edge and Big Show taking on Triple H and The Undertaker. In our first match of the night, we witnessed Vladimir Kozlov facing off against Jesse. Kozlov secured the victory by executing his signature maneuver. The Moscow Mauler is certainly building momentum. I suppose he'll become champion one day. Or not. In the second match of the night, we witnessed the United States champion Shelton Benjamin defeating MVP in a non-title match. It was time for the main event, where Edge, accompanied by the tag team champions Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, teamed up with the Big Show against Triple H and The Undertaker. After a wild match, Triple H managed to hit the Big Show with the pedigree. Hunter and Taker won the match and ended the show standing strong in the middle of the ring. In Week 2, John Cena kicked off the show to address the beatdown provided by Legacy last week. Cena said, "I didn't come here to talk today. I came here to fight. I am ready to take on any member of Legacy individually or separately, so come down to the ring right now." The members of Legacy came down to the ring to face Cena in a handicap match. Cena was getting the best of the tag team champions, putting them down with a double attitude adjustment. That's when the Viper appeared. He tried to hit Cena with an RKO, but Cena was ready. Cena countered with an attitude adjustment to Orton, and Cena stood tall. In the second match of the night, we had a rematch between the women's champion and Melina. Once again, Melina upset the champ by winning with a roll-up. But this time, Beth was not going to stand still. She went after Melina and gave her a beatdown outside the ring. In our third match of the night, we had a fatal four-way match for the Intercontinental Championship. The participants included Rey Mysterio, JBL, Kofi Kingston, and the champion Chris Jericho. Jericho hit Rey with a code breaker, JBL hit Jericho with a clothesline from hell, and Kofi hit JBL with Trouble in Paradise, pinning JBL and winning the match to become the new Intercontinental Champion. After the match, Kofi was having an interview backstage when Jericho interrupted him. Jericho said, "Listen to me, Junior. You did not pin me out there. Give me my title back." Kofi responded to Chris, saying, I won that match fair and square. Now, if you want a rematch, you got it. Jericho retorted, a rematch, huh? And proceeded to bang Kofi's head against the Raw screen behind them. It was time for the main event. We were going to witness the World Heavyweight Champion in action. CM Punk was set to take on William Regal. Punk won the match after hitting Regal with a GTS, but then Batista hit Punk from behind, Batista with Punk and a Batista bomb. But wait, sweet chin music to Batista. The show ended with only Michaels on his feet. The show started with a banger, the Great Khali against The Undertaker. Taker was dominating Khali when the Big Show pulled Undertaker from outside the ring, just as Taker had done to him before. Big Show proceeded to give a beatdown to Undertaker, with the cherry on top being a devastating chokeslam to Taker on the announce table. In our second match, we saw Deuce and Domino, accompanied by Cherry, taking on Jesse and Festus. Deuce and Domino emerged victorious after Domino executed his signature move on Jesse. In our third match, the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy faced off against MVP. Hardy won the match after hitting the Swanton bomb on MVP. After the match, Jeff took a microphone and said, I have something I want to say. I've been known by many names here in WWE, but the next name I want all of you to know me for is Jeff Hardy, WWE Champion. The crowd cheered for Jeff, but Umaga attacked him from behind. Umaga grabbed Jeff and hit him with a Samoan spike, but this wasn't enough. Umaga took Jeff outside the ring and threw him against every possible physical object he could find. In the main event, it was Triple H against a member of the family. However, the match never started because all three members of the family jumped Triple H at the same time. Then Edge delivered a spear to the game. The show ended with Edge on top and Triple H laid unconscious in the ring. And just like that, it was time for the Great American Bash. In the first match, we saw The Undertaker taking on The Big Show. The Undertaker won the match by submission after The Big Show tapped out to the Hell's Gate. Our second match was for the ECW Championship, where Kane challenged the champion Mark Henry. Henry retained the title after hitting the world's strongest slam on Kane. In our third match, Jeff Hardy faced Umaga. Hardy emerged victorious in this match after hitting Umaga with a Swanton bomb. With this win, Jeff was now free to pursue the WWE title. In our fourth match, Kofi Kingston defended his newly won Intercontinental Championship against Chris Jericho. Kingston retained the title by winning after hitting Jericho with a Trouble in Paradise. In the fifth match, we saw John Cena facing off against Randy Orton in a singles match. At one point in the match, both Cody and Ted rushed into the ring, only to be received with an attitude adjustment from Cena. However, it was at this moment that Randy Orton capitalized with an RKO, securing the victory over Cena. The sixth match was for the WWE Championship, with Edge challenging Triple H for the title. This match was filled with interference. Ryder got into the ring to distract Triple H as Edge was preparing to hit a spear on the game. However, Triple H managed to move out of the way, and Edge inadvertently speared Ryder. Seizing the opportunity, Triple H hit Edge with the pedigree to retain the WWE Championship. The main event was a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship featuring the challengers Shawn Michaels and the Animal Batista taking on the champion CM Punk. CM Punk hit Batista with the GTS, but out of nowhere, Michaels delivered a sweet chin music to Punk, winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Can CM Punk regain his championship from Shawn Michaels? Can Jeff Hardy overcome the game and become WWE Champion? Find out in this episode of Universe Mode 2008. Guys, as always, we start week one with Monday Night Raw. The new World Heavyweight Champion, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, kicked off the show. Michaels started addressing the crowd by saying, "Before I get going, I have to say that it never occurred to me at this stage of my career that I'd be standing right here as your new World Heavyweight Champion. I know my career doesn't have much time left, so I'm going to enjoy every second being your new World Heavyweight Champion." As the crowd was cheering, the music of the former champion CM Punk echoed across the arena. Punk got in the ring and said the following, "I'm not here to make any excuses. That's not the type of man that I am. If something I have learned in this life is that there are setbacks, that you need to fall in order to learn how to get back up. So I'm here, Shawn, to ask for my rematch for the World Heavyweight title." But now Punk and Shawn had company. The Viper, Randy Orton, was here. Orton walked to the ring with a microphone in hand saying, "Hey Punk, everybody knows that you were just a fluke. If you get another shot, it's going to be the exact same result. Now why don't you allow someone who actually won his match to get a shot at the title, or I could kick both of your heads off right now." But all of a sudden, Cena got in the ring. Cena was beating Orton. Cena took Orton to the outside. The crowd went nuts. Cena and Orton exchanged punches outside the ring. Cena threw Orton against the barricade. Meanwhile, inside the ring, Shawn doesn't know that Punk is measuring him. I thought Punk was about to hit Michaels with the GTS, but in the end, he only tapped his shoulder and let the Heartbreak Kid enjoy his moment. Backstage, the Animal Batista was addressing his loss from the previous night at the Great American Bash. Unlike Punk, I don't have a rematch for the title, so I need to go back to the drawing board and find a way to get back to the top. As Batista was addressing his future, a familiar face walked up to him. It was Rey Mysterio. Mysterio said to Batista, "Hey Dave, I know how you must be feeling after losing last night, so I thought I could cheer you up. I talked to management, and they told me if I find a partner tonight, I could have a shot at the tag titles. What do you say we go for another run as tag team champions?" Batista responded with a grin. "Tag team titles, huh? Let's do it." They raised their hands in a celebratory gesture, ready to embark on this new journey together. Now it was time for a Beat the Clock challenge where both Punk and Michaels were set to have singles matches. The stakes were high, as the one who won their match earlier would get to pick the stipulation for their match at SummerSlam. Punk stepped up first and defeated Snitsky with a GTS in a lightning-fast 6 minutes, setting the time to beat for Michaels. Now it was time for the main event where Batista and Rey Mysterio were poised to challenge Cody and Ted for the coveted tag team titles. However, just as the match was about to begin, a shocking turn of events unfolded. Batista, in a stunning act of betrayal, executed a devastating Batista bomb on Rey Mysterio, leaving him incapacitated. With Rey down and out, Ted seized the opportunity, covering Rey and securing the victory for his team. The arena buzzed with confusion and disbelief as fans and fellow wrestlers alike were left wondering, why did Batista do that to Rey? ECW Week 1 kicked off with a single match featuring Matt Hardy against John Morrison with Miz at ringside. Morrison won after hitting Hardy with a Starship Pain. In the main event, the ECW champion Mark Henry addressed the crowd before his match. "I am the world's strongest man, which means that I am the most dominant champion in all of WWE. There is not a single man backstage who can beat me. Putting me in a match on free TV is an insult to me and a waste of time for all of you. That being said, send my next victim." It was Evan Bourne who was set to take on Henry. Henry was so furious that he inflicted more punishment than was necessary to put Evan down. After the match concluded, Tommy Dreamer came out to make the save with a kendo stick in hand, neutralizing the world's strongest man and giving Henry an ECW beatdown. SmackDown kicked off with the WWE champion Triple H. Hunter said, "Last Sunday at the Bash, not only did I beat Edge and retain the WWE championship, but I did it after defeating every single member of the family. As far as I'm concerned, Edge and I are done, and I wonder who my opponent might be at the next pay-per-view." A familiar bell sound echoed throughout the arena, signaling the arrival of The Undertaker. The dead man made his way to the ring and addressed Triple H, saying, "Last week, I helped you fight the Big Show and Edge, and now I am here to collect. What do you say? You and me for the WWE title at SummerSlam?" But right at that moment, Jeff Hardy's theme music hit, and Hardy joined The Undertaker and Triple H in the ring. He proclaimed, "I've been climbing ladders, jumping from altitudes, and right now it's my time to have an opportunity for the WWE Championship." Undertaker looked at Hardy and sternly said, "Listen, young man, if you want a shot at the title, you're going to have to go through me first." Hardy replied confidently, "Fine by me, bring it on." Triple H chimed in, acknowledging the enormity of the situation. "This match is too big to be contained by a normal referee. For this match, I'll be the guest referee, and I'll make sure that the right contender wins." And just like that, guys, a banger was made for later on tonight. In the first match of the night, we were going to see the Big Show against the Great Khali. The match became chaotic, given the immense size of these two super heavyweights, with even the game glitching at times. In the end, the match concluded in a draw because both of them took the fight to the outside and even brawled into the crowd. Eventually, security, referees, and management had to intervene to try and calm the two men down. It was time for the main event, where the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy was taking on The Undertaker for a chance to become the #1 contender for the WWE Championship, with Triple H serving as the special guest referee. The match was going exceptionally well, and the crowd was loving every moment of it. Both The Undertaker and Jeff had fantastic chemistry in the ring. But right before we could determine a winner, the family intervened. Edge attacked Triple H, while Ryder and Hawkins went after Taker and Jeff outside the ring, striking both of them with a chair. The show ended in a no contest due to the chaotic interference from the family. Monday Night Raw kicked off with John Cena, who had a microphone in hand. Cena addressed the audience, saying, "Everybody in this arena tonight, knows that I stand for three things: hustle, loyalty, and respect. That brings me to Randy Orton and the goons that follow him. I appreciate the hustle, but you three forgot about respect, and I'm going to make an example out of you three of what that word means. Randy Orton, alongside Ted, appeared on the Titantron. Randy responded, "Cena, how many times do I need to RKO you so you understand that you do not stand a chance against me? But fine, if you can find two other competitors in the back who want to pick a fight against me and the rest of Legacy, I'll see you out there tonight." Now the ball was in John Cena's court. In our first match of the night, we saw the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, in a Beat the Clock challenge against JBL. Shawn had to beat the 6 minutes from Punk, but unfortunately for Shawn, he could not beat JBL under 6 minutes. This meant that Punk had the privilege of selecting the stipulation for their upcoming showdown, and he opted for a Chicago street fight match. Rey Mysterio was seeking answers regarding why Batista had attacked him the previous week just before their title match. Rey began by saying, "Dave, what happened to us, man? I thought we were brothers. What you did to me last week was uncalled for and a coward attack. Just like me and the people watching this video, come out right now and explain yourself." Batista's music hits as he walks out to the arena. Batista said, "That's the problem, Rey. Who are you to tell me anything? Last week, when you told me that as a consolation prize, you went out and found me an opportunity for the tag team titles, that's when I knew I hit rock bottom. Since when does Rey Mysterio think he can get me anything? I am the man around here, Rey. You and me, we are not on the same level. All right then, Dave, what do you say about you against me?" Batista looks at Rey for a moment, then smiles. "I don't want to hurt you, Rey, but you asked for it. So the next time I see you will also be the last time. Everybody else sees you too." And just like that, another match has been added to the SummerSlam card. The main event for the night had arrived, featuring Randy Orton and his Legacy faction facing off against John Cena and two surprise partners. Cena, with an element of surprise, revealed that his partners for the match were none other than JTG and Shad Gaspard, the members of Crime Time. In an electrifying match, Cena and Crime Time emerged victorious when Cena executed an attitude adjustment on Cody Rhodes for the win. This thrilling conclusion marked the end of Week 2 on Raw. Week 2 of ECW kicked off with a single match between Finlay and Kane. The Big Red Machine emerged victorious, securing the win after delivering a devastating chokeslam to Finlay. In the main event, we saw Tommy Dreamer addressing his championship match against Mark Henry at SummerSlam. Dreamer declared, "This might be my last chance at winning the ECW championship. This match is dedicated to all my brothers from that era. And as for Mark Henry, you might be the world's strongest man, but I am the innovator of violence. I will see you at SummerSlam." SmackDown kicked off with Edge coming to the ring alongside Ryder and Hawkins. Edge took a microphone and said, "What happened last week was nothing. I will keep this up until I win the WWE Championship again." That's when the bell of The Undertaker rang, and the dead man was here. The dead man, by himself, took out every member of the family on his own. It was only him and Edge, and Taker grabbed Edge and hit him with a tombstone pile driver, and the crowd was loving it. Later backstage, we saw The Undertaker interacting with Jeff Hardy. Taker let Hardy know that he would allow him to challenge Triple H for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam while he took care of Edge. In the first match of the show, we witnessed Mr. Kennedy challenging the gold standard Shelton Benjamin for the United States Championship. Kennedy emerged victorious, securing the title after delivering his signature move. In the main event, we witnessed Jeff Hardy and Triple H facing off against Umaga and Vladimir Kozlov. Hardy and Hunter secured the victory when Triple H executed a pedigree on Umaga, followed by a Swanton bomb from Jeff Hardy. After the match concluded, WWE Champion Triple H and the #1 contender Jeff Hardy found themselves in the middle of the ring. Tensions were running high as their singles match for the title was on the horizon. And in the blink of an eye, SummerSlam had arrived. In the opening match of the night, John Cena defeated Randy Orton with his STF submission hold. It's worth noting that in this match, any member of Legacy was banned from ringside. Following that, in the second match, Mark Henry successfully retained his ECW championship in an Extreme Rules match against Tommy Dreamer. In the third match of the night, the Great Khali emerged victorious against the Big Show, countering a chokeslam and executing his signature move for the win. Moving on to the fourth match, Batista defeated Rey Mysterio by delivering a devastating Batista bomb. In the fifth match, Shawn Michaels defended the World Heavyweight title against CM Punk in a Chicago street fight. Michaels appeared to be on the verge of victory, but out of nowhere, Chris Jericho interfered in the match, hitting Michaels with a code breaker, Taking advantage of the situation, Punk grabbed Michaels and executed a GTS, regaining the World Heavyweight title. In the 6th match of the evening, Triple H defended his WWE Championship against Jeff Hardy. Jeff countered a move from Triple H and connected with a twist of fate, followed by a Swanton Bomb, securing his first WWE Championship victory. And, like Jim Ross would say, from Daredevil to Enigma to WWE Champion, Jeff Hardy is on top of the world. In the 7th match of the evening, Carlito and Primo secured a victory over Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, earning themselves the prestigious WWE Tag Team Championships. Finally, in the main event inside Hell in a Cell, The Undertaker faced off against Edge. The Undertaker emerged victorious by delivering a devastating chokeslam from the top rope, sending Edge crashing through a flaming table. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out part 1 by clicking on the video in the left-hand corner. And if you're interested in seeing Universe Mode 2005, click on the video to the right.